It all begins here. First round, first match to determine who is the greatest of all time. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It's the opening match of the tournament. It's Chris Benoit versus Dolph Ziggler. And before we get into the results, I've had some people say, why is Dolph Ziggler in this? He's a jobber. Why is Benoit in this? He's a murderer. Look, I agree. Both of those statements are true. However, I wanted this tournament to be legitimate. I wanted it to be unbiased. It would be no good if I just picked my favourite 64 wrestlers of all time and had this tournament. So I just decided to make it simple. In order to be eligible, you've had to win either the WWE Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, or the Universal Championship. So that means both of these guys are included for that reason. I get it. Ziggler's a bum. And Chris Benoit is never going to win a Father of the Year tournament, but this is the greatest of all time tournament. With that said, let's move into the polls. Let's move into the first round results. And Chris Benoit has defeated Dolph Ziggler by 76% of the vote. So yeah, more than 3/4 of the vote went for Benoit over Ziggler. Can I disagree with that? I mean, based on performance, no. I mean, come on, Benoit would kill Dolph Ziggler. Well, shit. I mean, Benoit would beat Dolph Ziggler in the ring, but yeah, you get my point, guys. I think Benoit was much better wrestler, bigger legend, made bigger history statements in wrestling and all that stuff. So yeah, Benoit for me. It feels weird talking about Benoit, but yeah, Benoit is better than Dolph Ziggler, so he can go through to the next round, where he will meet the winner of Braun Strowman versus The Undertaker. So that should be interesting. But let's look at the comments now. Mr. Gucci Berg said Dolph got votes for not offing his family and for selling. Well, I mean, I guess better getting votes for that than getting votes for nothing. Ebony said Ravid Wolverine hands down. Gorilla Whale said, how about neither? Dolph is a jobber and Benoit can burn in hell. I've already explained why they're both in it, so that's that. We've got to stick together, says, why would anyone still mention Benoit? He deserves to rot in hell. Again, everyone who's won a world title's in this, so that includes Benoit. Again, it's unfortunate what he done, but he did win a world title in WWE, therefore he's eligible for this tournament. Jarrett Studios says Chris Benoit would be great for a World Heavyweight Champion match. He beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels a long time ago. He did beat them a long time ago. WrestleMania 20. One of the best triple threat matches I think we've seen in WWE. It's just a shame that that match never really gets talked about. No one ever really acknowledges Triple H and Shawn Michaels' contribution to that match, and it's not through their fault, but it's because of Benoit. When you think of it, there's a lot of big moments in WWE now that never really get brought up. Like Randy Orton, I mean, him being Benoit was a big part of his career, but that's never really acknowledged anymore, obviously, because of the tragedy. Caterpie said, a lifetime jobber versus a despicable, murdering piece of shit. What a pairing. I agree, probably not the best pairing for round one, but hopefully the rounds get better. I just randomised this, so I could not determine who got who. It was just random luck that Benoit got Dolph Ziggler. Phil Thatcher said, Chris Benoit for me. That's definitely would have had a great match together if in the same era. Well, I mean, Dolph Ziggler technically did wrestle in the same roster, I guess, as Benoit for a very, very short period of time. They were both in WWE together. So, yeah. Big Stevie Cool said Benoit all day, every day, which is understandable. I mean, if you're taking out the tragedy aside, I think Benoit would go over Dolph Ziggler every day of the week. And Fichetta Lover said, why in the world is Dolph in this tournament? Again, he's a world champion, so he qualifies whether I think he's one of the GOATs or not. So there you go, guys. Benoit is into the next round. Chris Benoit is the first man through. Dolph Ziggler is the first man eliminated. The next poll will be up in the community section, so make sure you go vote on that. Make sure you go and check it out. It's Undertaker versus Braun Strowman. Who's going to win that one? For me, should be an easy win for The Undertaker, but you never know. Can the big 7-foot Braun Strowman pull off a massive upset? We'll have to find out. That's it, guys. Catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.